Hello students. Today in this session we will study classification of colloids. At first we have studied components of colloids. Colloidal solution, it is of heterogeneous nature and consists of two components, that is dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Component in less amount is called dispersion phase and component in excess is called dispersion medium. Just like in solution we use the term solute and solvent, for colloidal solution we replace them by dispersion phase and dispersion medium. That's Arzirol. You know colloidal solution of silver in water. Silver particles, they are dispersion phase, and water, it is called dispersion medium. Classification of colloids. The first way of classification is based upon the nature of interaction between the particles of dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Based upon the nature of interaction, that is affinity between the particles of dispersion phase and dispersion medium. They are classified in two types, that is lyophilic colloids and lyophobic colloids. Students, lyophilic colloids, as you know, lyo means liquid and philus means love. Lyophilic made up of two Greek words, lyo plus philus, that is liquid loving solutions. We got an idea, lyophilic colloids, this term indicates they are liquid loving solution. Second is lyophobic colloids, again made up of two Greek words, lyo plus phobos. Lyo means liquid and phobos means hate. They are liquid hating solutions. Nature of interaction between particles of dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Colloidal solutions are of two types, lyophilic and lyophobic. Lyophilic, they are liquid loving, lyophobic, they are liquid hating. Examples of lyophilic colloids, gum, gelatin, starch, proteins. Lyophobic colloids, solutions of metals, gold, silver, purple of gaseous, Arzirol, solutions of metal hydroxides, ferric hydroxide or metal sulfides. In case the dispersion medium is water, then we use the terms hydrophilic and hydrophobic. Hydrophilic means water loving and hydrophobic means water hating. If dispersion medium is water, then we use specific terms hydrophilic and hydrophobic. Otherwise we use the terms lyophilic and lyophobic. Now students, these are the general features of lyophilic colloids. They are liquid loving solutions. They are the indication from the term. Now what are lyophilic colloids? Colloidal solutions in which there is greater affinity between the particles of dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Greater affinity. They are easily formed by direct mixing. They are highly hydrated because they are liquid loving. They are very stable. Higher the hydration, more the stability. Lyophilic, they are reversible in nature. Since they are easily formed by direct mixing, so separation is possible by evaporation. They do not show Tyndall effect. Next, lyophobic colloids. Students, in lyophilic colloids we say, in these solutions there is greater affinity between the particles of dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Now vice versa, what will we say? In these solutions there is no affinity. We use the term no affinity or little affinity. Between the particles of dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Lyophilic colloid, colloidal solutions in which there is greater affinity, and lyophobic colloids, colloidal solutions in which there is no affinity. They are formed by specific methods. We will study in this condensation dispersion methods. They are much less hydrated because they are liquid hating. They are unstable. Now one question we will study, why lyophilic colloids are more stable than lyophobic colloids? Because lyophilic colloids are highly hydrated, hence they are more stable than lyophobic colloids. Lyophilic, they are reversible in nature. Lyophobic, they are irreversible in nature. They show Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect, students, scattering of light by collider particles. As a result, path of light becomes visible. Now that's your first question for assignment. Why lyophilic colloids are more stable than lyophobic colloids? Please do it in your notebook. Why lyophilic colloids are more stable than lyophobic colloids? That is lyophilic and second is lyophobic. Because lyophilic colloids are highly hydrated. Simple answer. That's the first way of classification on the basis of nature of interaction. Either greater affinity or less affinity or no affinity. If there is greater affinity, they are lyophilic colloids. If there is less or no affinity, they are lyophobic colloids. Lyophilic colloids are highly hydrated. Lyophobic colloids are less hydrated. Lyophilic colloids are prepared by direct mixing. They are reversible. That's the first way of classification. Now second way, students. In second way, classification is based upon the physical state of the particles of dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Physical state, that is solid, liquid or gas. On this basis, there are 8 types of colloidal solutions depending upon the physical state of dispersion phase and dispersion medium. That is maybe solid, liquid or gas. These are of 8 types. Before doing this, at first, students, please, in case the dispersion medium is water, such colloidal solutions are called hydrosols. What are hydrosols? Simple, colloidal solutions in which dispersion medium is water. Alcosols, in which dispersion medium is alcohol. Benzosols, in which dispersion medium is benzene. Aerosols, in which dispersion medium is air. Now we are going to categorize colloidal solutions depending upon the physical state. They are of 8 types, students. First, second, third. Dispersion medium in first 3 is solid, but dispersion phase may be solid, liquid or gas. Students, in solution we use the terms solute and solvent, and in colloidal solutions we use the term phase and medium. Now first is solid in solid. Such colloidal solutions are called solid sols. Solid sol. Solid in solid. Colloidal solution of solid in solid. Example, gemstones, Ravi glass. Next, liquid in solid. Second is liquid in solid. Such colloidal solutions are called gels. Colloidal solution of liquid in solid, it is called gels. Examples common: jellies, butter, cheese, curd. Butter is the example of liquid in solid, you know. Cheese, liquid in solid. Third one is gas in solid. Again, such solutions are called solid sols because dispersion medium is solid, and the example is pumic stone. That's the first 3 categories: solid in solid, liquid in solid, gas in liquid. Students, in competitive exams the question is butter is an example of colloidal solution of options will be solid in solid, liquid in solid, or solid in liquid, or gas in solid. Butter, now we know it is a colloidal solution of liquid in solid. We will tick liquid in solid. After this, next students, 4th, 5th and 6th. Solid in liquid, liquid in liquid or gas in liquid. In these, the dispersion medium is liquid. First one is solid in liquid. Such colloidal solutions are called sols. And the examples are, students, paints, muddy water. After this, liquid in liquid. Colloidal solution of liquid in liquid, it is called emulsion. Emulsion, that's the topic we will discuss in detail in this surface chemistry. At first, colloidal solution of liquid in liquid, it is called as emulsion, and example milk, medicines. Oil in water, emulsion. Liquid in liquid, heterogeneous. Last is gas in liquid. Students, gas in liquid, it is called foam. Gas in liquid. Maybe the example shaving cream, soap, leather, soda water. After this, last 2 are solid in gas and liquid in gas. Students, gas in gas is always uniform composition. All of you know air is the homogeneous mixture of gases. So gas in gas is not possible. It always form homogeneous, uniform composition. that is leads to the formation of homogeneous solution and not colloidal solution which is heterogeneous. That's the reason 8 types were possible. One is not possible, gas in gas. Solid in gas, students. We know when dispersion medium is air, we call them aerosols. So these are called, both are called aerosols. Dispersion medium is gas. Now the example, solid in gas, smoke, dust particles in air. Gas in gas, fog, mist, clouds. Liquid in gas, sorry. First solid in gas and second liquid in gas. Liquid in gas, fog, mist, clouds. After this, students, that's again your second question for assignment. Fog is a colloidal solution of solid in gas, gas in gas, liquid in gas or gas in liquid. I hope you know Cora. Fog is a colloidal solution of, it is in air, so we call it liquid in gas. After this, the third way of classification, that is the last way. There are 3 ways of classification of colloids. First, nature of affinity between dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Second, physical state. And third, size of the particles of dispersion phase. Friends, on the basis of the size of the particles of dispersion phase, they are classified in 3 types: multimolecular colloids, macromolecular colloids and associated colloids or micelles. Friends, as the name indicates, multimolecular colloids. Multi means many, many means huge number, that is large quantity. What is the definition, students? It's clear from the term. They are found by the aggregation of a large number of atoms or molecules of the substance having size less than 1 nanometer. Friends, what happen in these colloids? Smaller particles of the substance associate to form a species having size of colloidal rings. Smaller particles of the substance associate to form a species having size of the colloidal range, and you know what is colloidal range, 1 to 1000 nanometer. Please at first write its definition. Multimolecular colloids. Multi means many, huge, large number, formed by the aggregation of a large number of atoms or substances having diameter less than 1 nanometer. Or you can say, in these smaller particles of the substance associate to form a species having size of colloidal range. Example, sulfur solution consists of particles containing 1000 of acid molecule. That's the colloidal solution. Second, macromolecular colloids. Students, macro, if you know, macro means large. Macromolecular colloids. In these colloids, the particles of dispersion phase are sufficiently large in size, that is comparable to those of colloidal range. They already come within colloidal range. But we write particles of dispersion phase are sufficiently large in size, that is comparable to those of colloidal range. That's the example, starch, cellulose and proteins. Please at first write their definitions in 1 lines. Third one is associated colloids or micelles. Associated colloids or micelles, we will discuss them in detail with respect to the mechanism. Friends, at first, what are micelles? Substances behaving as normal electrolytes at low concentration but as colloids at higher concentration. They are called micelles. All of you know electrolyte, organic compound which ionize into ions, just like ionic compound NaCl. Organic compound which ionize into ions and conduct electricity, we call it electrolyte. What are micelles? Substances behaving as normal electrolytes at low concentration but as colloids at higher concentration. Students, example, sodium stearate, that is soap, sabun. In aqueous solution, sodium stearate C17H35COO ionize at, that's the formula of soap, sodium stearate. In aqueous solutions, it undergoes dissociation. Sodium ions separate and stearate ions separate. It means it behaves as electrolyte. Organic compound which ionize into ions, it is called electrolyte. However, in concentrated solution, means at higher concentration, these ions get associated to form an aggregate of colloidal rings. So we call them as micelles, behaving as normal electrolytes at low concentration but as colloids at higher concentration. Students, for sodium stearate, that's the concentration values increasing from left to right. That's the range 10 to the power minus 3. Students, it is called CMC for sodium stearate, critical micelle concentration. What is CMC? Critical micelle concentration. What is its definition? Concentration below which the substance behaves as electrolyte. Below the substance behaves as electrolyte and above as colloid. It is called critical micelle concentration. Or you can also write the formation of micelles takes place at a particular concentration called critical micelle concentration. That's the simple definition. Please write. That's again for your assignment. What is CMC? The formation of micelles takes place above a particular concentration called as critical micelle concentration. And remember, for sodium stearate soap, it is 10 to the power minus 3 mole per liter. Below this, it behaves as electrolyte, that is undergo ionization, but above it undergo association and leads to the formation of colloid. What is CMC of sodium stearate? 10 to the power minus 3 mole per liter. Second is KT, Kraft temperature, students. KT, low right side. It is called Kraft temperature. Kraft temperature. Formation of micelles takes place at a particular temperature called Kraft temperature. Friends, when micelle formation takes place, that temperature is called Kraft temperature. Again, please write its definition. Formation of micelles takes place at a particular temperature called Kraft temperature. Now it's clear what are micelles. Normal electrolytes at low, but as colloids at higher. Mechanism of micelle formation. Mechanism means detailed study. Mechanism of micelle formation can be explained again with the example of sodium stearate. You know sodium stearate C17H35CuNa ionized to give sodium ions and stearate ions. Students, mechanism of micelle formation, sodium stearate ionized to give sodium ions and stearate ions. Now we will focus on stearate ions. C17H35CO negative. The stearate ion consists of two parts. First one is polar part, that is hydrophilic head. Hydrophilic means water loving. Second is non-polar part, that is hydrophobic tail. Non-polar water hating, so we call it hydrophobic. Polar, it is water loving, so we call it hydrophilic. Stearate ion consists of two parts, polar part and non-polar part, hydrophobic and hydrophilic. Hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. Friends, that's the function group, it is hydrophobic part. And that's the carbon chain of 17 carbon tail, it is hydrophobic part. And function group, it is hydrophilic part, water loving. Please look here, C17, 16 and 1, 17, H35, 16, 2 are 32 and 3, 35. That is your carbon chain, non-polar part. And that's the function group, carboxylate ion, that is polar part. CO negative, one is neutral carbon, oxygen, that is double bonded, and second is negative charge oxygen, that is single bonded. That's the way, students. That's the chain. At last, mention it by dotted line, that is it expands up to 17 carbons. In this chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are visible, then dotted line, that is expands up to 17 carbon, that is tail. And that's the function group, polar part, that is hydrophilic head. Stearate ion consists of two parts, hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. Water loving and water hating part. It will go towards water, it will move away from water. Now students, in aqueous soap solution, the stearate ions are present on the surface of water with their polar part in water and non-polar part staying away from it and remains at the surface. That's the aqueous soap solution. Stearate ions, these ions are present on the surface with their polar part in water. Polar part, that is function group carboxylate ion. And non-polar part, that is tail, staying away from it and remains at the surface. That's the reason we call head as hydrophilic and tail as hydrophobic. It is water hating. It's clear. In aqueous soap solution, that's the way stearate ions are present on the surface with their polar part in water and non-polar part staying away from it and remains at the surface. However, at higher concentration, students, that's the dilute solution low concentration at higher concentration, and when it reach CMC, that is formation of micelle takes place. At higher concentration, the stearate ions are pulled in the bulk of the solution. They are pulled in the bulk of the solution and form an aggregate of spherical shape called as micelle. Students, what will happen at higher concentration? These stearate ions are pulled in the bulk of the solution and form an aggregate of spherical shape called as micelle. In dilute solution, stearate ions were present at the surface, but at higher concentration, the stearate ions are pulled in the bulk of the solution. Friends, polar part towards water. There's the dispersion medium water and non-polar part away from it. Remain inwards. This spherical shape, now it is called as micelle. Please again look here. In aqueous soap solutions, they were present at the surface, but at CMC they are pulled in the bulk of the solution and form an aggregate of spherical shape. Towards water, their polar part. Dispersion medium is water, mentioned by dotted lines, and non-polar part now comes in this way, tail, but we call it micelle. That's the mechanism of micelle formation. Again, please, at first we say sodium stearate का example. It ionized to give sodium ion and stearate ions. Stearate ion 2 parts, hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. Aqueous soap solution stearate ions are present at the surface in this way, but at higher concentration they are pulled in the bulk of the solution and form an aggregate of spherical shape called as micelle. After this, students, the same topic related to the mechanism of micelle formation, that is cleansing action of soap. Cleansing action of soap. At first the question is how clothes become dirty. How clothes become dirty. Now all of you know, cloth becomes dirty because of the sweat coming out of our body or disposal of organic matter in the environment, that is in surrounding. Cloth first becomes oily because of the sweat coming out of our body or disposal of organic matter in the surroundings. The dust particles strike to the oil drops in this way and cloth becomes dirty. Now the mechanism of cleansing action of soap. Students, please at first highlight these words. Cleansing action of soap is due to its tendency to act as micelle, which we study at present. Due to its tendency to act as micelle and form emulsions. Please highlight these words. Cleansing action of soap is due to its tendency to act as micelle and form emulsions. Then students, please go for the same. Take the example of sodium stearate. C17H35 CONA. It ionizes in aqueous solution, leads to a formation of stearate ions and sodium ions. Same, at first we write cleansing action of soap is due to its tendency to act as micelle and form emulsions, that is soap sodium stearate. Now same, students, that all you will write. Stearate ion consists of 2 parts, polar part, non-polar, hydrophobic, hydrophilic, and then you form the micelle. Up to these, students. Please look here. Cloth first becomes oily because of the sweat coming out of our body. Now what will happen? Polar part, that is head towards water. And non-polar part, that is tail towards oil, which is a non-polar part. And oil, it is containing dirt. This is again called micelle. Same students, same phenomena. It is called micelle. After this we will write, it is micelle. Then we will write, students, it's clear. In this manner, each oil droplet is surrounded by a number of negatively charged carboxylate ions. Same charges repel each other. This oil droplet splits into a number of small oil globules and leads to the formation of emulsions. Same charges repel, students. So this breaks, it splits into a number of small oil globules. Now what forms liquid in liquid heterogeneous solution? It is called emulsion. Now we label it as emulsion. At last we will write, hand rubbing or agitation due to washing machine causes dispersion of these small oil globules along with dirt particles and cloth becomes clean. Again going to repeat, cleansing action of soap due to its tendency to act as micelle and form emulsions. Starts from sodium stearate, dissociate it, then highlight stearate ion consists of two parts, hydrophilic and hydrophobic, and then reach up to these, students, it is emulsion. Vice versa, in aqueous solution there are sodium ions which are balancing the charge. Soaps are alkaline in nature because sodium stearate, there is a salt of weak acid and strong base. Soaps are alkaline in nature. Turns red litmus blue. After this you write, each oil droplet is surrounded by a number of negative charged carboxylate ions. Similar charges repel, so this oil droplet breaks into a number of oil globules and forms emulsion, liquid in liquid. Hand rubbing or agitation due to washing machine causes dispersion of oil globules along with dirt particles and cloth becomes clean. Please do up to this in your notebook. Thank you.